Well, how's it going, everyone? And welcome back to Cobra Kai Studios with your host, Daniel-san. And in today's fan question videos, we have quite a bit of questions to go over, so it's going to be a little bit of a longer video. I want to start the video off by saying I hope you all had a great day, and thank you all for commenting. I really enjoyed these videos. Expect a few more videos extra tomorrow, including my favorite videos to construct, which would be the fight breakdown scenes, which tomorrow we're going to go over most everybody's favorite fight, the school fight at the end of Season 2. So expect that, plus another fan question video tomorrow. But let's start this off. From Aaron, we're going to start off with, what if Daniel has a secret he's keeping from his family? Do you think Daniel's keeping a secret from his family? I could see, maybe. There might be something that he's hiding that we can expect to see in Season 3. But I don't know. I don't know that I would say for sure on that one, just because, I don't know. That one's kind of a tough one. If you look online, there's a lot of people that speculate that he has a secret kid with somebody, Allie. There's all kinds of speculation on that one, but I wouldn't look too far into that one just yet, anyways. But nonetheless, it's an interesting question that we cannot forget about, because what if he does? You know, what do you think? Do you think that Daniel's hiding a secret from everybody? Don't be afraid to let me know down below in the comments. Next question is from Kung Lao. I feel like Daniel is divorced with Amanda, then he gets his life back together, and then Kreese gets Terry Silver, and he has to come back. Well, there's a lot of speculation on the whole how Daniel and Amanda's relationship's going to continue going, and whether or not that there's going to be conflict. We've had a lot of speculation that Amanda might cheat on Daniel, causing a divorce. We have a lot of speculation, obviously, that Daniel's not going to quit teaching his students in Miyagi-Do, which could also lead into some marital problems between him and Amanda. I don't know that it would cause a divorce, though. I feel like I don't know. If they were to cause Amanda and Daniel to get a divorce, that's going to lead to a lot of really weird and interesting conflicts in the future. Like, for one, how's it going to play out with Sam? Is she not going to be Miyagi-Do no more because her mom's not going to want Daniel's-son training her? I mean, she already don't want Daniel or Sam to have anything to do with karate, periodly. So that one's an interesting question to think about. I don't know that I would say that they're going to get a divorce, per se, but at the same time, I don't know that I could say they're not. So what do you think? Do you feel like Daniel and Amanda might get a divorce at some point in this show? Any season, not just Season 3, just any period? Do you feel like that's something we might expect to see at some point? I don't know. Now, the whole Terry Silvers and Kreese thing, I feel like that's something we're going to see. I almost feel like I can say this. With everything I've been studying online, I almost feel like Kreese has been in contact with Silvers this entire time. There's actually a lot of speculation that the person he's yelling with on the phone was, in fact, Terry Silvers. What do you think? Do you think that Kreese and Silvers have been working together behind the scenes and we just haven't seen Silvers make his role into the show yet? Could be. Do you think that Amanda will tell Daniel to let Johnny train the Miyagi-Do students? Ooh, that one. Maybe not exactly in that kind of wording, but I could see Amanda saying something along those lines, because she obviously doesn't want Daniel's son to be training them. So maybe. I wouldn't rule that one out for sure, because the way that Amanda's acting towards the end of Season 2, she really wants them to have nothing to do with karate, and then that's just very obvious. So I wouldn't rule that one out, to be honest. I wouldn't say that it's for sure going to happen, but at the same time, I wouldn't say it's not. So what do you think? Do you feel like there's going to be some interesting conflicts with Miyagi-Do? You feel like Miyagi-Do is going to not be around for a little bit, but maybe return? Do you feel like Miyagi-Do is going to stay no matter what, and we're going to see Daniel train all of his students, plus more that might join his dojo? I honestly hope that he does remain training students, whether Amanda likes it or not. She's just going to have to get butthurt, in my opinion. But anyways, moving on to the next question. If Tori had answered Miguel's text, would the school fight have happened? I don't know. That's kind of another interesting question, to the fact of what if Johnny would have answered Miguel's, phone call. I would say no matter what happened, I feel like Tori was still going to behave in the same way that she did, because she's kind of a bit of a hothead. On to another question that Aaron asked is, do you think Sam's a hothead like Daniel? Yes. I feel like they both are. I feel like Sam is a hothead just like her dad, and kind of just would blow off the handle like in a snap of the fingers. But I also feel like Tori is as well. I feel like she's kind of just one of those that no matter the situation, what happened was going to happen one way or another. And I feel like with the way the story has been told to us so far, I actually like the way they did it. Now, I hate that Miguel was injured. Don't get me wrong. I don't like that happened. But at the same time, it leaves the plot twist and everybody interested to see what happens in season 3. No matter how long we have to wait to get it. Obviously, every one of us here is excited to see what we're going to get to see in season 3. What do you think? You think that if Tori would have, read Miguel's text or whatever, that it would have actually changed the outcome? Let me know. I don't know that it would have. Okay, here goes a question from Black Metal Nezgul. I got a good one. What if Dutch is Tori's biological father and he was a wife beater? And that's how he ended up in prison. Thus, that's why Tori's mom was poor and that's why she fed Tori leftovers from her job. And since Tori's has an aggressive father, maybe she picks that up from her dad, Dutch. What do you think about that one? I really like that question. Not really, it's like a question theory, really. But nonetheless, I like that. That's a very good possibility, honestly. Yes, everybody wants to know who Tori's mother really is, but at the same time, I kind of want to know who her father is, too, because it might play a role into the show, and if it is indeed Dutch, that would answer a lot of questions. It really would. And hey, he might be. On that same note, talking about Miguel's father, you hear Carmen talk about how a horrible father he was, so that makes you think of who was his dad that was such a horrible dad. What if his dad was Dutch? Or what if his dad was Terry Silvers? Yeah, I don't think that's the case. In all honesty, I really don't, because of the age differences and everything along that lines. But at the same time, it makes you think. Who the hell is his dad? Who the hell is Tori's dad? I don't know. But it's a very interesting question nonetheless. And I really enjoy these mind puzzlers of questions that we just kind of get to sit here and think about, debate about, communicate between each other about. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy these. On to the next question. What if Amanda tells Daniel to end the rivalry with Johnny? Ooh, that would be very interesting. Now, I'm going to say she's kind of already has a little bit here. She's kind of pretty much kind of said that in the show, and it hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, with how things ended in season 2 and where her standpoint is on the whole karate thing, she really might try to tell Daniel, hey, you need to squash this beef that you have with Johnny. It's uncalled for. It's causing issues. Our daughter got hurt. Yada, yada, yada. I don't know, though. I don't know that that's something we can expect to see. But I could honestly see her doing that, though. So, good question, Aaron. Good question. Alrighty, next question is, if Sam goes to Okinawa, will she have to break ice like Daniel did in Karate Kid Part 2? I'm going to be honest, I don't think Sam's going to go to Okinawa with her dad unless she sneaks away because of the whole situation with how her mom is so against the whole karate thing. But at the same time, she's also injured. So they mentioned she's got broken ribs or whatever in the end of season 2. So I don't think that's a possibility. But there's also the speculation that the whole talking about someone's ribs being broken was actually Tori's ribs being broken. What do you think? Who do you think's ribs were actually broken? But I don't know. I would say if she does, I wouldn't see that being the case, not right away, but then again, she might have some trainings that she does with her dad there in Okinawa that might be intense, and honestly, breaking ice, I've never done that personally. In our dojos, we always did bricks, boards, baseball bats, stuff like that. Now, my master's broken ice before, a huge stack of ice, actually, like 16 blocks. I've always wanted to break ice, I just never did. So, in the future, I'm going to break some ice for y'all. I've always wanted to do that, so I'm going to get my hands on ice that's meant for breaking in martial art demonstrations, and I'm going to break a few bricks of that for y'all. I'll also be doing a board demonstration as well as a brick demonstration. So, those are going to be exciting videos when we get there. Right now, I was trying to find a board holder similar to the one that Miguel breaks boards in the first season, and it's almost impossible to find one that's like that, so I'm going to have to build one. And the reason that is because I have to build some kind of a case that can hold my phone or camera or whatever I use, so whenever I kick the boards, I don't kick the boards into the phone and break the phone or camera. We wouldn't want that. But I also would like to have a few angles of each thing happening, so that way you get all these different views of how to break a board and recreate the board breaking scenes. Moving on to the next question. How does Chosen know Mr. Miyagi's secret? Well, I don't know that he does. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that he does, but if he does, I would say there's something deeper behind the scenes that we don't know about between Chosen, Miyagi's family, Chosen's family, something along that lines. I don't know, though. I don't have enough answers there to really debate it, but if any of you all do, feel free to comment. I really love hearing all your opinions, your ideas, and your facts that you find yourself. Because let's be honest, in these fan question videos, it's not just my video, it's your video as well. We are all coming together to debate and talk about these ideas and theories together. So let me know what you think about that. Do you think that Daniel will fight John Kreese in a death match? No, I don't think so. I don't think that there ever will do something like that in the show. Not to say that something serious might not happen to said Kreese or Daniel, but I don't think they'd ever fight in a death match just because, let's be honest, they're going to want to keep their characters and cast going longer in this series. Obviously, it's not a movie, so there's not like some kind of big climax they need to come to finish the movie. Now, maybe towards the end of the series we might see that, but I feel like they're going to end the show in a positive note. Not exactly saying that someone might not die, but at the same time, I feel like that's just not something we'll see as a death match per se. But you never know. What do you think? Would you like to see Daniel versus John in a good old death match? Because that would be a hell of a match. Let's not lie. That would be interesting to watch. Next question is, what if Kamiko lies to Daniel in Karate Kid Part 2 about the dance school? What if she lied? She might have. It's not to say that she didn't, but when you look online, there's not a lot about that, and it's more to the fact that she didn't lie. So that would be my opinion on it. What do you think? You think she lied to Daniel about the dance in Karate Kid Part 2? What do you think? Good one. On to the next one. Would you like to see a backstory on Amanda LaRusso? Yes, I think that we should see a backstory on a few characters, honestly, not just Amanda. But I feel like there's more that we need to know about Amanda than we do know. So, yeah, I would actually think that that's something we should see. I don't know that we will, but I feel like it's something we should see. Just as if we'll get a backstory on Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, or Johnny Lawrence's mom. Well, I don't know that we'll get any more of a backstory on that. Especially because of her not being around anymore. I don't know that that's something we'll ever get any kind of story about. Now, there might be some kind of story about Johnny's real dad, but then again, I don't think that's something we'll ever see too. I think that they're going to keep it with Sid being the only person from his past life that we actually get any kind of information or see or anything like that. But you never know. What do you think on that? Do you think that's something we might see in the future episodes? I really don't. I don't think that we will. But that's just my opinion. If John Kreese is to die in Cobra Kai Season 3 or 4, do you think that Terry Silvers would run Cobra Kai Dojo or sell it to Johnny? Ew, that one's a hard one. I would say that I would think Terry Silvers would take over. But I think that's going to depend on when, if he was to die, happens. Because what if Hawk becomes like his star student? Hawk might be the one that gets to take over Cobra Kai. And yeah, I know that sounds weird, but think about it. If Hawk ends up being his star pupil and is like Kreese's little number one man, then I don't see it going to Johnny. I don't think Johnny's going to get Cobra Kai back that easy. I feel like if Johnny is to get Cobra Kai back, he's going to have to really fight and do something that we're not expecting to get the whole Cobra Kai back in his name. It's not to say he won't, but I feel like that if that's the case, which I do feel like he is going to get Cobra Kai back, there's going to be something else to it. That's just my opinion. I feel like if John Kreese was just to die for some reason, I feel like they would pass it on to Hawk or Silvers before Johnny was to get it. I don't know that Johnny really knows who Terry Silvers is. I mean, he mentions when he's trying to get the whole Cobra Kai re-enlisted in the All Valley Karate Tournament that he don't even know who Terry Silvers is. Is that a truth or is that a lie? I don't know. But if he really doesn't know who Terry Silvers is, then no, I don't think that Terry Silvers would sell it to him. But at the same time, it would depend on if Terry Silvers knows about Johnny. Now, if Terry Silvers and Kreese have a little buddy-buddy thing behind the scenes, then yeah, I would say that Terry Silvers is going to be on Kreese's side on that and not like Johnny. Therefore, I don't think that Terry Silvers would sell it to Johnny. What if Miguel or Robbie is Tori's stepbrother? That would be weird, and I don't think that would in any way be the case. Just my opinion here. Now, maybe Robbie, but obviously not Miguel, because there would have been something said to them, especially with them dating. Now, Robbie's a different story, but if that's the case, you would think that Johnny would know something else about Tori, or know that they're related to, she's related to his son in some way. So I would say no. On that one, Aaron, I'd have to say no, just because, that's just my opinion on that. I would say no. On to the next question is, what if Sam tells Tori, I will fight you in a death match or the All Valley Karate Tournament, and the loser has to leave Miguel or have to quit karate? I'm going to tell you, that would be a hell of a fight to see, and a hell of a way to play it out. I could see Tori being the hothead to want to say something like that. Now, maybe not a death match, obviously, but maybe in the All Valley Karate Tournament, it would be a good old Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai kind of situation, in which we would probably see Robbie versus Miguel again, Hawk versus Dimitri, Stingray versus somebody. But at the same time, I don't know that we'll ever see that. It would be kind of a crazy twist if they did something along those lines, so I wouldn't fully rule it out, but I would say with 90% certainty, probably not. That's probably not how they're going to go about it. But at the same time, if we do get a revisit to the All Valley Karate Tournament, I have a feeling we will indeed see Sam and Tori fight there. Just like we'll probably see Miguel and Robbie rematch. Who knows, though? Not to say that that'll ever be a full sure thing, but it could be. Will Carmen's mom tell her to forgive Johnny and let him see Miguel in the hospital? I wouldn't rule that one out. That one I would say is a possibility, because just the way Carmen's mom is she's a lot more forgiving and nicer of a person, it seems like, in that kind of a sense. So I wouldn't rule that out, and I would actually say, in my opinion, I could see that playing out. Obviously, we don't know exactly where Johnny's going to all be in head-wise, mental state, and everything going on coming into Season 3. Like, it's going to depend on how far of a time jump we get. So, say it's just a week or two time jump, and it's not actually that big of a time jump, then no, I don't say it's going to happen right away. But if it's like a month or 2 months time jump, which I'm thinking it might be, then yeah, we might see something along that lines happen. Because Johnny's going to want to see Miguel. Now, maybe it won't even be at the hospital. Maybe, Miguel's home healing, and Johnny's, going to his apartment or something, and he just decides he wants to go try to see Miguel. Then maybe that might be a case, and I don't know, though. I wouldn't say for sure, but what do you think? Do you feel like that could be a thing that might play out? I don't know. Should Sam have asked Tori and Aisha to help her look for her mom instead of her mom's, what was missing? Her wallet or whatever was missing? Do you feel like she should have helped her asked her to look for it versus accusing Tori of just straight up stealing it? Yes, I think that's the way that should have played out. Because if it didn't happen like that, then, but I don't know, that one's hard, because if you think about it, the way that they did it in the show obviously needed to happen for the conflict of Tori and Sam to be there. So if that happened, then they would have had to build the conflict in a different way, versus Sam and, Tori being on a good note and actually being friends in some sense. So, I don't know. I don't think that that's something that we should have seen, though, because if they did that, then there would be something else that would have had to cause conflict between them. Whether it just be the Miguel kiss with Sam that Tori happened to see. I don't know. I don't know if I'd say that that's something that should have happened, just in my opinion. Do you think that Sam will be grounded for the school fight and have to make up for it by working at LaRusso's auto dealership? Maybe. I would say that she's going to get in trouble for something. If she got grounded for simply lying about the car wreck, I could see her being grounded for this, especially with how Amanda is. I would not rule that one out in any possible way. I would say that, yeah, there's going to be some kind of consequences that a few of these cast characters have to, endure in the show moving forward. So, yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. What do you think? Do you feel like that she's going to be in some kind of trouble? Maybe have to work at the LaRusso auto dealership just to kind of make up for what she's done? Maybe. I wouldn't rule it out. Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do. Choosing sides is just the beginning. Nice comment, Commander Starscream. Shout out to all of you that are commenting. I really appreciate it. Keep it up. Really enjoy interacting with everybody. What if the mayor shut down Mr. Miyagi-Do and Cobra Kai's dojo for 2 weeks in Cobra Kai Season 3? I don't know if we'd see them shut it down, but there might be something to happen just because of the whole school fight. None of us really know what to expect fully. There's a lot of theories and fan theories, and the casts have kind of hinted at things here and there in like interviews and such, which I want to do a interview video soon. I felt like that would be a really interesting video just to kind of hash out and talk about things that the casts have said in interviews, including, Johnny, aka William Zabka, Daniel, Tori, all of them. They've all done interviews since the show started. That'd be cool to have like a little compilation of things they talked about and kind of just throw our input into the whole what we can expect moving forward. What do you think? Will Robbie find that Johnny wrote him in Cobra Kai Season 2? Find the letter that Johnny wrote him. I don't know. I would say that that's a possibility, honestly. I mean, it's just going to kind of depend on where Robbie kind of leads off to moving forward in the show. It's also going to depend on where he goes after the whole kicking Miguel over the stair rails. So, I don't know. Well, I guess that's something we're going to have to wait and see, because there's not enough information out there to really answer that question, honestly. Just, saying. Amanda got it from Sam, I guess, that they were dating, and Amanda told Daniel. Daniel wasn't so surprised when Amanda said, "So your boyfriend turned out to be a jerk. P.S. Hawk and Tori will be together." That's an interesting one, Hawk and Tori. Maybe. Maybe. That's a possibility, really. And that's going to kind of, I feel like, depend on if Miguel stays with Cobra Kai or not. In my opinion, that's what I would say, PG. But I don't know. Hawk and Tori being a couple would be a possibility, though. I wouldn't rule that out in any way. Especially because Tori's going to probably be upset and not be with anybody. Hawk already is upset and not with anybody. Maybe. I wouldn't rule that one out at all. So, yeah, I like that one. That one's a possibility that I expect we could possibly see moving forward. Will Johnny write Carmen a letter to tell her he is sorry with what happened to Miguel? I don't know. I wouldn't say he won't, but I feel like he's going to try to communicate with them in person versus writing a letter. I just feel like he's going to actually show up, especially with him living so close to them. As long as neither of them move, I would say he's going to show up. Just my opinion. That's what I think will happen. What do you think will happen? That one's going to be an interesting it's going to be interesting to see how that whole Miguel, Carmen, Johnny thing plays out, honestly. Will Dimitri, Hawk, Miguel, Robbie, Sam, and Tori do community service? What will happen because of the school fight? Maybe. I feel like there's going to be some kind of punishment to all of them involved in some way, whether it be they're expelled, suspended, put in community service. There's going to be something that they're going to have to do to make up for what happened. It's just something that I think we're going to have to see regardless. I don't know how that's going to actually play out. Next question, before we run out of time. Do you think Miguel will tell Tori and Sam he doesn't want to see them either of them anymore? That one's a good one. Maybe, but I don't know. I know that Miguel's going to be upset with both. For one, he's upset with Sam for causing all of this. Two, he's upset with how Tori reacted. Plus, she kicks him in the school fight, and the look he gives her is just like, wait, what? But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know that we could expect that for sure. But if it happens, I mean, it's going to add a crazy twist to the show. I wouldn't expect it to happen, but it might. Why is Sam so mean to Tori? I think that she's so mean to Tori in the beginning because Tori stole her best friend, Aisha. That's what I think. That's where I think the whole rivalry between Sam and Tori kind of happened. And I know I'm not the only one. They pretty much make that obvious in some ways. But at the same time, they don't clarify it enough. So, what do you think? Do you think that's why Sam is so mean to Tori? Do you think that's why the whole Tori and Sam conflict actually happened? Or do you think it's because, not just that, but Tori ends up with Miguel when Sam obviously still has feelings for Miguel? I don't know, though. Do you think that John Kreese and Cobra Kai Dojo will get sued by Carmen? No, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't know that we're going to see any suing in the show, to be honest. Now, it's not to say that we won't ever see something like that, but my opinion on that is that no, I don't think that Carmen's going to try to sue the dojos or anything. She might not even try to sue anybody. She's just gonna probably write people out of her life in a sense and have nothing to do with said people. Obviously, she's gonna want Miguel to stay away from martial arts in general. I'm sure that's something we're gonna have a conflict of interest with in the show moving forward, is that Miguel's might not be able to practice martial arts with his mother's permission, so he might have to kind of sneak around and practice it if he is to get back into it, which, I mean, why wouldn't he? He is like one of the main cast members of the show. I don't see him not being back in martial arts in some way. Same with Robbie, same with Johnny, same with Daniel. It's just something I don't think that we're going to get fully taken away from them. Now, it might take a minute for them to all get back on track, but it's not something I don't think that they're just going to, write them out of ever doing again. But what is your opinion on this? And don't forget, if you have any comments or questions or theories you want me to talk about with you, feel free to comment. You can comment 100 comments, 20 comments, 1 comment. I don't care. I enjoy making these videos. They're a lot of fun to just kind of sit here and talk about a lot of speculations, theories, questions that we all as fans have about Cobra Kai and the Karate Kid. But as always, I want to thank all of my mods. I want to thank Bonsai Kai Dojo, Sensei and Guest Sensei. I want to thank all of you that are subscribed, as well as not subscribed yet. If you like what you see, maybe hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, super kick that like button, and let's grow this community together. But that's going to be all for this video tonight. I'll see you on the next one, everyone. Don't forget, you better stay badass. Have a good one.